The fleet returned in silence. No victory chants.
No celebrations.
Only engines humming through empty space. And a weight no one could put into words. The Cassandra's lament drifted back into normal space first. One by one, the rest of the human fleet followed. 6 ships were gone.
No signals. No requis.
Only absence. Earth received them without ceremony. The sky above the moon opened once again as the remaining ships returned to the Requerie. Doors that had not closed in months finally sealed shut again. Inside the command bridge, Admiral Yuki Sato stood still for a long time. No one spoke to her. No one needed to. Everyone already understood. The war was over. But something in her eyes said something else. It was not peace. It was measurement. As if she was calculating what kind of future had just been created. Larissa stood in her quarters, holding onto the wall as the ship settled. Her hands were still shaking. Not from fear of the Devourers anymore, but from what she had seen humans become when the galaxy stopped watching. She whispered softly. These were not angels. They were something else. Outside, the reports confirmed it. The Devourers of Hesh were gone. Not pushed back. Not weakened. Erased. 4 civilizations still existed. Velshari, Koroan, Mchuri, Quiet Drift. They were alive. Breathing. Recovering. And yet none of them celebrated properly. Because they remembered what it cost. On Earth, the Coronal Concord Council gathered again. The same halls. The same voices. But not the same certainty. The older species spoke first. Anger. Fear. Accusations. They called humanity dangerous. Uncontrolled. Unacceptable. They listed the weapons again. The Erebus. The planet killers. The ships that bent space. They said humanity had crossed every line. And then they said the most important line. They must be stopped. Silence followed. Then a voice interrupted. The Velshari survivor. Older now. Stronger now. She walked forward without fear. And she spoke calmly. My people are alive. That is the only fact that matters to them right now. She looked at the council. You refused to act. You chose peace over survival. And you were consistent. A pause. Then her voice lowered. But consistency is not wisdom when the cost is extinction. The room grew still. She continued. You asked for angels. You received humans. And you are angry they were not gentle. Another pause. Then the final truth. But gentle things do not stop extinction. No one answered her. Because no one could deny it. Far away, Commander Ennis Marchetti stood on the rebuilt flagship Mercia Vance. She read the final reports. Then closed them. The galaxy had changed again. The old Concord was breaking apart. A new structure was forming. One built not on peace alone, but on survival. Humanity had been given a new title. Not trusted. Not loved. But necessary. Guardian polity. On Earth, Admiral Sato walked alone after the debriefing.
No escorts. No speeches.
Only the sound of waves from a distant shore. Commander Hale caught up to her briefly. Was it worth it? He asked quietly. She did not answer immediately. She looked out at the ocean. Then finally said, We stopped a hunger that eats civilizations. That is never clean. Another pause. Then softer. But it is sometimes the only thing between life and silence. Above them, the stars remained unchanged. But everything underneath them had shifted. Somewhere far beyond map space. Something new was beginning to move. Something slower. Heavier. More patient than the Devourers ever were. And this time, the galaxy would not ask for angels. Not again. Because now it knew what answered. And on a quiet station far from Earth, Larissa wrote one final line in her record. We asked for saviors. We received guardians. And the galaxy learned the difference. The story did not end. It only settled into silence, waiting for whatever came next.